it to the FBI. The link to the survey is at the bottom of the article. You guys could go there, just Google it. 11% falsely accused of abuse survey shows. This is from PR Newswire, US Newswire. A national survey of 10,000 Americans reveals 11% report that they have been falsely accused of abuse. The first ever survey of this type probed persons' first-hand experiences with false allegations of child abuse, domestic violence, and sexual abuse. The study was commissioned by Stop Abusive and Violent Environments, a victim advocacy group. Whoops. The survey, I think 11% is low. I think it is actually higher. But the survey results headlined a false allegation summit, which was held at the Fairfax Hotel in Washington, D.C., conducted May 2nd to the 4th, 2011. The survey also found 50% of respondents personally knew someone who has been falsely accused of abuse. In 81% of these cases, the falsely accused person was male, and in 70% of the cases, the false alleger was a female. 26% of the wrongful accusations were made in the context of a child custody dispute. The survey shows tens of millions of Americans have been falsely accused of abuse, explained SAVE spokeswoman Natasha Spivak. These persons were stamped with the Scarlet Abuser label, leaving them to wonder whatever happened to the notion of innocent until proven guilty. The summit featured statement by leading stakeholder organizations including National Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers, Homeschool Legal Defense Association, American Coalition for Fathers and Children, National Coalition of Men, and Encounters International. The National Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers statement spotlighted the immense, often irreparable harm caused to our clients by false allegations, not only to reputation and personal relationships, but often to the accused individual's livelihood and even health. The summit also included the emotion-wrought testimonies by 4 victims of false allegations of abuse. The False Allegation Summit is being held in the wake of the recent Washington Post front page article about Sean Ladigan, a local school teacher who was falsely accused of sexual molestation by a 12-year-old student. The article triggered editorial commentaries and citizens' expressions of disbelief and outrage. So, check that out. Stop Abuse of Violence is a victim advocacy organization working for evidence-based solutions to partner abuse. Go to saveservices.org. Yeah. Men don't get that. It's guilty till proven innocent because we have penises, and the penis is a weapon because all men are rapists apparently. Makes me fucking sick. Anyways, we're going to take a quick musical break. This is the Crotch Shot Radio Show, kicking the issues in the fucking balls.
My heart is full of vengeance. In fact, that's what the end is. Pick a pretty rainbow, shoot it down, defenseless. I'm friendless, and enemies are endless. In a burst to your brain and let the hurt commence. It's chemtrails from my plane spelling out your death wish. Drown your air with barium till I see your flesh hiss. Invite you to hell, put your name on the guest list. It ain't hard to tell, I rule this world with a clenched fist. This ain't a threat, this is your life relinquished. Squished by a goddess larger than your existence. So when you see me coming, put your gas in the pistons. I'll wage a war harder than Muslims and Christians. I'll make your ears bleed and then laugh while it glistens. Just listen, this ain't about the hoping and wishing. We infiltrating systems, put your mouth where my fist is. I'm vicious, pressing a blade to where your wrist is. Listen the truth, so while you drowning with the fishes, I'm on a mission, spreading the proof like non-fiction.
I take you back. I take you back. I take you back. Without you I die.
That was Vengeance with their song. That song is called Vengeance by Ascended Masters from their Spiritual Awakenings album, out now for free. Check that out. So pretty much Google that, Ascended Masters Spiritual Awakening. Again, that song was Vengeance. Yeah, we're right back. This is the Crotch Shot Radio Show. Thanks for checking out this podcast, man. Still working on the website, getting close to fixing it. So far, it's been more and more stable. Pretty soon, I'll be able to start doing live shows again. But till then, I am doing, just recording. So keeping it nice and yeah. So anyways, we're moving on. We are bashing women today. But, it's just listen to the words. Listen to the words. Don't just be like, oh, he's bashing women, because men do this, men do that. Yeah, I know. There's some fucked up individuals, fucked up guys up there. I know. But there are shows that fucking are out there to expose guys' bullshit already. But who speaks for our side? Why is it if a guy starts speaking for our side, speaking about how fucked up women are, oh, you're a sexist, you're this, you're that. Oh, so I'm supposed to accept your sexist belief on men, but if I turn around and say, oh, well, you bitches are not perfect either. You fucking treat guys like you're fucking ATM pieces of shit. And if we can't get you a fucking Louis Vuitton purse, oh, that's proof that we're not men. And I question, really, where the fuck do you bitches get off fucking, defining what it's like to be a man? You don't know what it's like to be a man. You don't know what it's like to fucking have to, like, realize, okay, do you fucking attack this motherfucker with the knife, or you run away? You don't fucking have to, like, make the decision. You're not the type of bitches that make the decision, okay, well, I gotta fucking lay down my life so my family could live. Oh, well, I'm not, or I have to go into battle so my family could live. Of course not. It's like, you trying to make a better life for us is not convenient. Or you going after your dreams is not convenient. Hell, one of my favorite bands, Section 8 Cartel, they just lost a guitarist. Why? Because his chick wanted him to get a real job and not chase his dreams. And look, respect to their new guy that they got though, but the energy is not the same. So the bitch ruined the band. Don't get me wrong, the rest of the guys that are still there, they're fantastic. But it doesn't have that same, that same rock, that same aggression. The last time I saw them, I'm like, damn, man. It's like, why? Why do bitches get in the way? Why do they think that they know better? They don't know better. They know selfish. That's what they know. They know selfish. They don't know better. They know selfish. They're like, oh, well, you're not, you know what, bitch? And you know what? I got a feeling that someday down the road, this dude he's gonna resent her. He's gonna resent her for like, hey, you mean I can't I can't follow my dreams? Of course not. Anyways, here, daughter, this is from harrymackle.com. Daughter of a feminist speaks out. Inside every feminist is a woman trying to escape. And this is written by Sandra Gallagher, so I'm going to be reading this word for word. I am a daughter of a feminist, third generation, so in my world, it was normal that mother had a career and control over her reproduction. When I asked why she would ever have a child, my mother would get a faraway look in her eye and say, I normally hate children, but I love you. One thing you must know is that your life totally ends when you have kids. I was told this over and over, and since I had a pretty good life, I didn't want it to change, so naturally, I never wanted children. As a baby, I was left in the hands of an incompetent daycare providers from 6 weeks of age. My mother stopped her maternity leave and discontinued nursing me because she hated being alone with a baby and needed to go back to work, as if work was her only source of freedom and power. My mother raised me to be somewhat androgynous. She insisted that I learn to ride a bike, enjoy the wilderness, balance a checkbook, and not to worry about meal preparation, household chores, etc. She raised me like a boy and marveled at how strong and independent I was. By 9 years old, I was responsible for arranging my own doctor's appointments, taking public transit, and making my lunches. I never looked to adults for help. As a result, I was considered a well-rounded adolescent with a healthy dose of self-confidence. I was told that anything I would try, I could excel at. I had no problem making friends, although most of my friendships were with boys. I didn't relate to the girly girls. Through my mother's glorious Steinem-like quest for equality, I was pretty useless in traditional heterosexual union, and for that reason, my teens and 20s were wrought with confusion as I struggled with my feminine identity. I was far more outspoken, aggressive, and independent than even I was comfortable with. I excelled in mathematics and science and decided to pursue a career in engineering and technology. I entered an architecture school 15 years ago and was one of only 4 women, which felt pretty normal at the time. I confused sexual power with promiscuity and felt empty in all relationships with women and men. Everywhere I went, people were impressed with my accomplishments. This is Casey Kasem. I'm doing the Casey Kasem voice. Back to article. However, no one was aware how out of place I felt. I dated a couple guys in university and some just after graduation. Each relationship lasted 2 to 6 months. I was often cited as being the one to blame for the outcome. I remember the last guys I dated pathetically telling me that I was just too strong for them. It seemed that guys in their 20s didn't want to be with girls that seemed to have it all going for them. Despite the loneliness, life was incredible. I had lots of money, drove great cars, always standard transmission, and happily believed that I was destined to be single and childless. My girlfriend seemed to make similar unspoken pacts. My mother did her best to encourage me in that direction. As I said the words, "No kids for me," I could feel an ache in my heart. I knew it was a lie. I told myself I was strong enough to be single. However, I knew that I craved to be loved and cared for by a man. In my opinion, the type of man I needed was a myth. At least that's what I was brought up to believe. My work as a technical project manager found me working against women more than with them. During my 20s, I probably uttered "I hate women" hundreds, if not thousands of times. I befriended women who shared my views, and we received great pleasure by tormenting flighty, clueless, codependent women all around us. Hatred towards women seemed to emanate from within pop culture. It became hip to hate women, and cool to associate with effeminate men. I joked that if women were only more intelligent and goal-driven, I'd be willing to change teams, thinking that this must be the next logical step. My world changed radically when I fell in love with a man who, despite my bravado, saw me as a feminine woman. In contrast, he was what I could call far more masculine than most of the heterosexuals I was dating in the city. This small town boy who I met online caught me totally off guard. I felt absolutely weak when I was with him. Just by being in his presence, I was amazed how a softer nature emerged in me, which seemed to complement our combined energies perfectly. For once, I felt like I could truly be myself with someone by letting down the tough girl front. I wanted someone to magically enter my life with all the goods and none of the baggage to complement all that I had worked hard for. Instead, what I ended up drawing into my life was a recently separated blue collar worker with tons of baggage in the form of an ex